Hi friends, this is Kathy with Scrappy Squirrels. Welcome back to our Journaling Through Lent video series. I'm so glad you're here with us today. If this is your first time watching, I would encourage you to go back and watch all of the previous videos in this series just so you don't miss anything. And if you are enjoying the video series, you can go on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Scrappy Squirrels. We'd love to have you. So yesterday we made this cute little tassel for our journal that we've been working on. So I just wanted to show you guys how nicely she turned out. I did end up putting it on the back cover because I just like that a little better, because when she's standing up, then it just kind of hangs nicely over the spine. So we're just going to tuck her back here out of the way. Knocked some of my tags loose from our last page. So today's page is really simple. And I know we've talked about using book pages before, but this is a little book that I found at some thrift shop. It's really old. It's in really bad shape. It's falling apart, as you can see. And I loved the illustration of the little boy and girl on the front and the back of it especially. So this little girl, this page was right here. So what I've done is I have taken it and cut it down to be the size of our journal page. And I love on the back, it's got a Bible verse, and it's also got whoever this book belonged to before, the person has written their name and with love. So I just love that. I think that's so special. So because this is so pretty, I really don't want to do a whole lot to this page. I just think it's so beautiful like it is, but I do want to allow some space for journaling. So what I'm going to do is, you've seen me do this before, but I'm just going to make a little flip up page. So we're only going to be gluing the top portion of this page, and then we're going to leave the rest of it free so that you can journal underneath it. And if you guys are not regularly checking out thrift stores or used bookstores for materials for junk journaling, I would encourage you to do so. Sometimes you can even find books that are being discarded by, a library. Or I know our used bookstore, McKay's, they have like a free bin out front, and I have found some treasures in there. But it is just such a wealth of materials that you can use for junk journaling. So that looks beautiful. So we've just got our little flip up page now, and we can journal underneath it. Now I just want to do something a little bit more because I feel like it just needs something else. So I had thought about trying to add some of our lace and fibers that were left over from our tassel. I was like, how can we incorporate those? So I thought about just putting a small strip along the top. And I think this will also help to secure this, because I am a little bit worried about this paper ripping because it is old and I don't want it to get torn or ripped. So as much as I hate to cover up any of this rainbow, I'm just going to put a little bit of 1/2 inch double-sided score tape up here, and that is what we're going to use to adhere any fibers or ribbon bits that we may want to put here. So we've got our double-sided tape, and I'm just going to kind of play around and figure out how I want this to look. So we've got some of this really pretty aqua lace that we could use. We've got some bits of that beautiful seam binding. Oh, I really like that. And then we've got little bits of rickrack. We've got a little snippet of that pretty purple floral ribbon. We've got a little bit of, this is interesting. I think that was off another tassel, but it's just kind of this little mesh bit. So let's just play around and see what we can come up with. So think, paper piecing, but we're just using our little scraps from our tassel. So I really like that, because that leaves it see-through, but you still get that texture and that interest. So I'm going to attempt to put this little bit over here, and I'm going to have to come in with some liquid glue as we start to layer it up a bit. All right, so I think what I would like to go in this area is a snippet of that rickrack. I love rickrack. I think it's so cute, and it reminds me of the 70s when I was a child for some reason. I don't know if it was just popular then, but that's what it always makes me think of when I see it. So maybe that's why I like it. I'm just nostalgic. So let's put this little bit of this pretty berry seam binding over here. I almost wish I could. Can we do that? Could we tuck it down? I kind of like it better like that. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I may cut this lace down as well. So I also have this pretty blue satin ribbon remnant that I would like to include. I'm trying to get a good representation here of the different bits and pieces that we had. I don't know that I want the blue there because that's a lot of aqua blue in one area. Let's think. What else do we have? We do have a bit of that lace blouse that I cut up. So we could just lay that on top. Now I feel like it's still, I don't know. I feel like it's missing something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to keep messing with it as I do until I feel like it is complete, because that is my process. Let's see. Let's put a little bead of glue here and put some of that skinny pom-pom trim down. While I'm doing this, let's go ahead and talk about today's journaling prompt, which is, how can I deepen my relationship with God? And I've been thinking about this one a lot. And, I think when we first think about it, or for me, it's like, you think about being in solitude and, going up on the mountain like Moses and just talking to God in solitude. But, really, I don't know that that is the best way to be in relationship with God, because I think God calls us to be in relationship with each other. And I think sometimes that the best way that we can deepen our relationship with God is by deepening our relationship with those around us and loving them and showing God's love to them. So for me, I think that my relationship with God is the strongest probably when I am trying to actively serve Him, trying to find ways to make the world better, or at the very least to, help the people in my life to handle the things that come their way. Because, life is difficult sometimes, but when we have each other to help bear our burdens, that's what kind of makes it doable, I think. Because I know I've been through some difficult times myself, and if I hadn't had my tribe, of my people, I don't know how I would have made it. So, and I know that those people were put in my life by God. All right, so we're going to try to do a little more layering. This may turn into a disaster, but if it does, we'll just start over and do something else, because that's how we roll here. No mistakes, only happy accidents. And I think that one's trying to get away. Okay, what else? Maybe just a teeny tiny bit of that baker's twine would look good there. And I hope that all of this stays secured on this page. We shall see. It will probably need to sit and dry overnight before we can make the determination of whether or not it's secure. So I may come back and mess with that a little bit more later, but I kind of like it. So we've just got a little bit of something going on the top. It kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen somebody do a fabric snippet roll, it's almost like a snippet roll, but for ribbon bits and just along the top of the page. But we've got our journaling space. We've got this beautiful vintage illustration of this little girl standing under the rainbow. And we've got some of our texture going on at the top here. So I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. I have really enjoyed going on this journey with all of you. I appreciate all of your likes, your shares, your comments, and I hope that you will continue on this journey with us. Come back tomorrow for another video, and I hope everyone has a great day.